And we had, certainly there were the issues in terms of what she said over at community corrections. There are all those things, and you have cocaine showing up in her system. And that was on June.
This was sent to me by Anita Schott. It's really fun. And then we've got Brecken and Applausible and Zach and some more. I'll remember. I'll say them all.
4 that we were here, and she admitted to the violations. And I had revoked her bond at that time. Ultimately, she got out. On the 18th, this is June. I adjourned it to July 16th today, or July 16th, and her bond was continued, and she was to continue her testing. And then ultimately from the 18th, it gets
you want to watch some of the other participants. That's half the fun here. Lori Ann Pearson needs some of the cocaine that the defendant is actually taking. And and the other one named Name ? Is gets kind of funny.
Well, from July 16th, it gets adjourned to today. Starting in mid-June, or the end of June, June 30th. Well, I'm going to start mid-June. June 18th, positive for cocaine. June 30th, positive for cocaine. July 8th, positive for cocaine. July 16th, cocaine does not show up. I'm presuming she's supposed to be on the benzos and opiates, but... And if it had started to head that way, we'd be fine, except that the next week, 5 days out, she's positive for cocaine again.
She says she's not using cocaine. She says that the tests are incorrect. She's gotten the tests since then, and it was negative. She wants the court to know that.
Where?
At community corrections.
She's done a test since when?
7/31, her test was negative.
Today.
And she said she tested today.
Right. But the test before then was not.
I really don't know what's going on with that test.
You're using cocaine. That's what's going on. I mean, I don't. I just don't know who you think you're fooling.
I took 2 more tests. I don't know what's going on. They didn't even give me the test results for today. She got the other one for the 30th. That's the only test that showed up right after I went to court here.
What?
After I came in on the 16th.
When I revoked your bond, that was mid-June. I just read off every test since mid-June. And virtually every test, you're positive for cocaine.
It takes a while for it to come out your system. And I have bad.
Okay, let's assume that's correct, and it's not. But let's assume that that's correct. Then the cold-hearted reality is that when it was supposedly out of your system on July 16th, we should have not seen cocaine again. Yet on July 21st, I have cocaine again.
But that's what I'm saying. In the other night.
I'm not putting up with it. You're going to have to figure it all.
I have not been doing
absolutely. You have just decided that you want to use when you want to use.
What about today's test and the other tests?
What about the positive test?
I don't know how it got there.
I do want to say on behalf of Ms. Beaver, she is engaged in CCOP at community corrections. Through CCOP, she is attending AA meetings as well. She did provide me with an attendance sheet. She's going multiple times a week. Her last test being twice on the 30th. Is this also a test too?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I misspoke. Her last AA meeting being the August 1st. So she is engage in treatment and AA, I'd ask the court
Does she
consider.
have a prescription even for the opiates?
Yes, I do.
I believe she did give the prescription for the benzos and the opiates to
That's what I thought, but
community corrections.
it's not necessarily my concern. I mean, it's a cold-hearted reality. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Where they go out your system.
9. The last 9 tests, 7 have been positive for cocaine.
But that's when I first got arrested. And it takes a while to come out your system. I did jail time. I was in jail for 2 weeks.
Oh, I know. I put you.
And it was still in my system.
No, you weren't testing while you were in jail.
When I got out,
I know.
Oh, I know. I put you in there. I enjoyed that too much.
but
It showed up. Why do you think it just showed up? Because you used.
I have 2 half of kidneys. I had kidney cancer. It takes a while to come out your system.
So you want to explain how it comes out of your system and then back in your system and then...
I tried to get that test done over. They said it was too late to do it over. I don't understand how one test comes up and the rest is negative.
Because you're using.
Your Honor, I'd ask you to consider keeping Ms. Beaver's bond the same and having her continue to go to CCOP. In the alternative, if she is remanded to the jail, would Your Honor consider releasing her to inpatient?
I would consider release to inpatient treatment. She needs some kind of help because she can't even be truthful with herself. And at this point, bounds revoked. Defendant's remanded. We'll see you on September 3rd. I'm done.
Ms. Beavers, I think, would like to request a hearing on the test results.
Is her name Miss Beavers? Could I be that lucky?
And the bond violation.
You can have a hearing on the 3rd. It's my next available day. Call the case of People versus Eduardo.
Okay, I cut that off there, and then later, it's after another case was called. Actually, they got all the way through that, and then they call the next case, and it rears its ugly head again right here.
Benavides.
All right, so we have this.
Ma'am, who are you?
I drove Miss Beavers here.
Yes, I'm keeping her.
May I ask for how long?
I don't know right
She
now.
have kids and stuff. And
Ma'am, I think you just heard this hearing. I get it. That's why after the first time she did this, I let her out. And she just won't stop.
well, I'm a living witness for a test saying something I've never.
Ma'am, I'm not going to say, I'm not debating it with you. You can leave now. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Your name, sir?
Eduardo Benavides.
Over the docket.
How long do they have? Because if someone's not present, then we should be able to move forward after a certain time.
Ma'am?
And I'm in nursing school.
Ma'am, I will control how this one goes. And so
Oh my God, this one's short, but she is the ultimate Karen.
I will tell you the procedure today. I understand that you sound sort of frustrated, but
Because
need
I've
to-
been waiting for approximately 25 minutes. Court was at 11:30. So if we're required to be here at a certain time, it should be starting at a certain time.
do you think, oh, no, that's not how that works. Do you think you're the only individual that has a case on today?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Okay,
I'm
well, then
saying
you
my
wait
court was
until
scheduled
you're-
for 11:30. So don't be
Well-
disrespectful.
Okay, you can go back into the waiting room and then I'll call you back after I handle the next matter. Thank you.
Hi, yes,
Last
Dante
Dom-
Williams. I was trying to change it.
One moment, please.
So first of all, we got Dominic Ross, and you're waiting on who? Who is Shamika? I thought he said he's waiting on a lawyer. You don't have a lawyer. Your name is Dominic Ross? Okay. Sir, Mr. Williams, who are you waiting on?
Set aside, judges. They're online.
Your Honor, I have Mr. Williams' case.
Okay, where's that file? We'll do that one. Probably Dante. Betcha. I would have said the same thing. Okay. All right, this is case number 08S015720M, People of the City of Southfield, excuse me, versus Dante Williams.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm not sure if there's someone there on behalf of the people, but Jade Mathis on behalf of Project Clean Slate on behalf of Mr. Williams, who's here on Zoom, with a white shirt. Mr. Williams, can you please unmute yourself and state your first and last name for the court record?
Yes, ma'am. Dante Williams.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Williams, you are here today for a motion hearing. This is a motion to set aside a conviction for retail fraud, 3rd degree. And let's see what's in my file. Thank you, Mr. Shockley. All right, so my file has a criminal history record from the Michigan State Police. We'll go through that, see where we are. All right, so let's see. It shows a 2008 matter out of this court, which is the retail fraud. So that's the subject matter of this petition. It shows 2011 out of 36 district court, another retail fraud, 3rd degree. 2015, 39th district court,
You were
another
in
matter.
the 36th
It was
district court.
dismissed, but then there's an assault and battery as a count 2. So it looks like the retail fraud 2nd degree was dismissed. The A and B he pled guilty to. 2016, driving while license suspended out of the 52-1 district court. 2019, 4th Circuit Court, fleeing and looting the police, 4th degree. Another 2019 out of the 4th Circuit Court, an attempt felony of assault of a prison employee or employee of another place of confinement. 2009, 40th District Court, St. Clair Shores. There's one matter set aside there, but then let's see. Then there's a 2012 out of that same court, 40th District Court, another retail fraud, 3rd, and looks like this other matter had a nollie price. Okay. So moving down to another 2010 out of the 3rd Circuit Court. This is a unlawful driving away, but it looks like that got deferred, so we won't count that. And the other count was deferred, and the last count was deferred. So then we have a 2012 out of this court. It was set aside automatically. Then there's a 2013 matter out of the 17th District Court. It was set aside automatically. And then there was another count that there was a sentence delay. And it doesn't tell me what happened, but it says he was convicted of it. So that was 2013, 17th District Court, interfering with a police investigation. 2016 out of the 19th District Court, that was something nollie priced. And then another thing set aside
But then he also had another assault and battery out of that same court from 2016, 19th district. So by the looks of things, including this case, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 misdemeanors. And looks like there's 2 felonies, being the fleeing and eluding being 1, the attempt felonious assault being 2, and then there's a third one, the assault upon a prison employee. So I guess 3 felonies and 7 misdemeanors. I have a May 29th, 2025 letter from the Michael Ajami, the Assistant Attorney General, with the assistance with Convictions and Expungement Division of the Attorney General's Office, saying that he's reviewed the information here, criminal history in the application, and that if I hold a hearing and agree that Mr. Williams meets the eligibility requirements, that I might enter this order granting the application after I determine what his post-conviction circumstance behavior warrant, setting aside the conviction and are
Don't worry, it gets worse.
consistent with the public welfare to grant it. So let's hear from counsel and then the defendant as to what his post-conviction circumstances have been and whether it's in the public welfare to grant this application.
Where you're before we hear from Mr. Williams, I know you read his lengthy past, and we did talk about that and how that it's probably going to be concerning to Your Honor or raise some concerns. But I will say he has been, particularly in the last few years, he's been doing very well. He is self-employed. He does have an established LLC. He owns a boutique for the last 3 years. He's also obtained his adjuster's license in that
He sells rugs, Your Honor. He's got an LLC for it.
time. He has some college completed. He is a new dad. He has a newborn. It's about a little over a week old now. He has said that he's seeking this expungement today because, one, he's young. He's 34 years old. A lot of these, particularly this 09 case, happened when he was much younger. And he did explain to me that he had a pretty rough childhood growing up. He was in and out of the foster system for the majority of his life. Grew up in an impoverished area.
Translation, this guy lays some good pipe.
Also, a lot of the crimes he committed on here, mainly theft, and some of the assaults were for survival, as he has noted to me, and to merely survive every day. And he's saying that with his adjuster's license, he would like to start working again, and he's unable to do that with his record. So he would like to be able to pass the background check and to start contributing to his family and society in a greater way outside of his boutique that he now has, that he's been running for a few years.
Don't worry, it still gets worse.
He got a very lengthy record. Very. Some of the things were actually automatically set aside, and he still has 10 matters that he's got to get off before anybody's going to give him any type of license like he's looking for. What's he trying to be an adjuster for?
Mr. Williams,
Is it insurance?
Yes, how are you doing, Judge?
How you doing?
Yes, it's an assurance adjuster for like catastrophic disasters and stuff. Like basically we'll travel and do like estimates and basically for claims. Yeah, these cases are no less than 7 years old for every case that's on my record, Your Honor. And I'm just trying to, just pretty much just, escape the past. And I know what I did. I accept what I did was wrong. But like my attorney said, it was for survival. And it's no excuse. But
You're right. So
when you're not as fortunate as everybody else, it's hard to get by. So unfortunately, I had to go out and steal sometimes for me and my siblings to basically like get stuff to eat, clothes. It was nothing like I was just breaking in houses or like, you know what I'm saying? Like the rest of my community were doing or carjacking or anything. Like, you know, so these are like, well, I wouldn't say minor, but you know, they're retail fraud. And, you know, I'm not proud of it. I am the shame. Um, there's and really the charges from 2019 was the most recent, and that was 7 years ago. And I'm just trying to just get this, you know, off my back. It's really hindering me. Like I got my license, and now that I went to pursue the job, they're saying like, oh well, you have to get, you know, the charges set aside for me to actually work. And granted, I do own a business, but I also want to work. Like, you know, that's just what I want to do.
I wants to work. I mean, I think that's all you need to say right there.
I haven't stolen anything in over 10 years. Now that I'm grown, I just have a different outlook on life. I just had my baby Lux. He was born July 28th of this year. And, you know, I've been fixing up my credit, you know, just trying to go down a better path, Your Honor.
Well, you know, Mr. Williams, and this is one of the things that I try to tell young people, because you're still young, but and learning, but a lot
Come
younger
on.
at the time, is that everything you do follows you. And look at where you are now. You're a changed guy. You're a new dad. You want to earn something the right way. You're trying to start your businesses. You want to get another job to support the family and start that side of a new career. And all of these different convictions are holding you back. And, you know, some of the things were set aside and they weren't all for survival. I mean, you got some of them for fighting, and some of them driving away somebody's car, you know. A lot of them was driver license problems, and that's not per se survival. Maybe the retail frauds might have been interfering with a police investigation. I don't know what that was about. But you just got a lot of random things, fleeing and eluding the police. And a couple of other, you know, assaultive things.
And
So-
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
The assaulting was well, two of the assault
Oh shit. I haven't been through this. We're gonna go through line by line and try to justify this crap. Assaulting. Come on.
well, most of the assault charge that I have, as you can see, like it's come from retail fraud as well. And that's for me like resisting. They just slapped that charge
Oh,
on
well,
me,
that's
like
okay.
just because I was resisting from whoever was at the store at the time. It wasn't just because I hit them or anything. It just like
Oh, there you go. I mean, if you're committing crime to cover up other crime, then that's totally okay. Let's expunge it. That's not a problem.
that was unfair to me.
So
And
it's still a crime.
yeah,
See, when you do a crime, you can't say another crime that you do in the course of the crime that you are doing is unfair. It's just another crime, you know, and that often is the case. So the best thing you can do is what you're trying to do now is get yourself out of the crime business in any kind of way, shape, or form.
yes.
And it sounds like, you know, you're making an effort. I mean, that's what I can say. It's a lot that you've still got to get off your record, but I think over time you should probably be able to get most of it off.
Yes.
And it's a learning experience, and I like the fact that you understand that you gotta be a role model for this new baby.
I know.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
And you can do that. And you know, you don't have to hide the fact that you started off wrong. But you got to show them how you finished. How you finish is really what matters. And if you finish and you're hopefully a God-fearing man, and you
Starting matters too. Let's be honest.
change your ways, and you start the business, and you're obviously doing well enough in your own businesses that you're able to maintain for yourself? And are you married to the baby's mother?
No, we're actually we were friends and we planned this baby like for the past 2 years.
Why
So
would you plan it
Wait
and
for
not
it.
want to be a real family?
Wait for it.
because it's just we that's not what we decided to do. We're still a family, but we're just not together.
Well, that to me makes no sense. How do you raise a child? You're not together. But she going on to marry somebody else and you just got a baby?
Oh,
Okay, listen, Mr.
here we
Williams.
go.
You got some more growing to do to understand what a real family is and why we as African Americans need to establish these family units. We don't need to be having these babies out here like this. A family unit matters. A dad right there in the home with a real mother that's a role model for all the children that you're raising. We don't have that like others did. And we have the ability to have it. We just stopped doing it. And I'm gonna tell you, we didn't have a bunch of nonsense when we had that. So people of my age group, we had that.
Yes.
And guess what? 99% of us turned out pretty darn good
Yes.
because we had that in the household. You need to think about that. I can't force you to get married, but I can tell you this. You need to report to courtroom number 1 at 26,000 Evergreen with a marriage license, and you guys need to get it together and make a plan, and I'll marry you. I sure will. That's what you need to do. Make a plan for that future. Decide how you're going to raise that child together and make it. If you're friends, that's even better than having a real close, romantic relationship.
Wait for
Obviously,
it.
you had some kind of romantic relationship, because you wouldn't have got a baby.
Well,
but you got one, and your friends. And friendship has got to be the basis of a great relationship. Because you understand each other. You know
Do tell,
each other.
Judge.
You know how to disagree without making it a major scene. You can plan together. This is good. So you all need to consider that and make a family, because this baby is like your future. And quite frankly, your baby is the future of the rest of this community too. It's not just for you two. It's the future of the culture. And so many things that we see nowadays is so negative with young people. We need young parents to pull it together and start to raise the kind of people that we turned out to be, so that we can stop this negative cycle of criminality and no families and just babies everywhere and fathers not paying and mothers over here with another guy with different fathers to the kid. None of that's great.
Yes.
So, I'm not going to belabor the point, because I think you need to think about it. And as a growing man of 30 some years old now, you can see the future of where this is headed, not just for you, but just for the whole culture of our society. And it's just gone wrong. And if one person can make a difference and make that family unit, others may very well see it and take that plunge too. And that's all I'm asking you to consider. And I'm available most days if you want to have a phone call with my assistant and you decide you want to have a wedding. But that's a separate issue.
We're still not there
Your
yet.
Honor, can I? Well, she likes the same sex. So when she asked me, would I be able to just have a baby for her, then I agreed. We are a unit, but we're just not together, if that makes sense. So
she asked for a baby from you so she could raise it with another relationship, basically. A same-sex relationship.
Because, we're all a unit. So it's like, she did want a dad involved. She didn't want to have like two moms per se.
I told you. It's coming on, people. Let me find it here. Just a second. We're gonna get there. I didn't have it handy.
I'm going to use Miss Fowler's word. She now is in a throuple. And not only does she choose to be in a throuple, and she's shacked up in the bed with the throuple. Now, if anybody thinks this is okay, I am in the wrong world.
So, I went ahead and I took that vow like right now. I haven't missed the appointment, Your Honor, for my baby, and I plan on, being.
You're an active father.
Yeah, I'm an active father. So we're literally
Wait a minute,
across
who
the
is
street.
that? Who is that telling
That's
you
the
what
baby
you are?
mom. That's the girlfriend. Would you like to see her?
Sure.
Okay.
Hey, how are you? Good. You guys got a lot of work to do with this baby. I'm telling you.
we're raising him in a family.
Well, there you have it. I mean, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's so good after her moral majority speech. Yeah, a couple things really stick out with this one. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this arrangement is. But I love it too, because she's all woke and now she's got to sit here and pretend to be down with this after like doing the whole traditional family speech. It's so awkward. I love it. I love it.
Family household, so he didn't have a formal relationship because he is a very active father. He is a very amazing father. So, he's being raised.
You've only been a father for 2 weeks.
For a village. Well, no, actually 9.
He's an amazing father. He's got 3 felony convictions and 7 misdemeanors that he's trying to get rid of. He owes $17,000. Okay. I don't know what he did in these 2 weeks, but apparently it's amazing.
Because he's been here the whole pregnancy. So 9 months he's been at every prenatal appointment. So we're raising this baby in a village.
All right, well, that's good.
Yes. I just didn't want you to
There
think
you go.
we just had a.
It takes a village. She's dropping all your stupid catchphrases on you. Now you got to go along with it.
Baby, we're not together, and we just, that's not what it is. We have a great relationship. Our communication is top tier. We're raising a baby on love. We have we have morals and values that we abide by, that we expect the baby to as well.
Top tier. Morals and values, including justifying all the crimes that you've ever committed. This is all top tier.
A lot of stuff have changed, Your Honor. So I know my past of my record is lengthy, but like I said,
I hate to rain in this parade, but you really, really need to go to conjugation camp, my friend.
just trying to bury it. I know, just as much as I can.
All right. Well, that's fair. Mr. Rivers has stepped out, so I'm assuming here he is. Can somebody go get Mr. Rivers and see if he wants to weigh in on this application? You want to weigh in on this application? We've heard from the Attorney General. We've heard from the defendant, the counsel, and the defendant's somewhat significant other even. We've heard from her. So what do you want to say?
I'll just say I have no objection to this application.
Notice how the judge just retreated from her family values speech entirely. Just like, whatever. Just, I'm out. I'm out on this.
Okay.
Can I have some water?
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, Mr. Williams, get yourself together because I'm about to rule on this.
I will. Thank you so much.
All right, so I'm going to make the following factual findings with respect to your application. I read your criminal history into the record, and yeah, it's kind of lengthy. But I can say this, that it appears to be there's nothing within the statutory time frame that's required under this law in order to preclude this convictions from being set aside. And so you haven't picked up anything within the time frame. But you did have at least 7 misdemeanors and 3 felonies. I don't see where you have been convicted of any more than 3 felonies. I don't think you've had any assaultive convictions set aside yet. Yeah, because they're still here. Also, there are no charges currently pending against you. There's been nothing, as I said, within the applicable statutory time frame. This is not a felony involved at all that you're asking to have set aside. And this is not a first offense, driving. The time frame for this conviction has passed under the statute. An opportunity was given to Attorney General and the city attorney prosecuting official to contest this application, and neither has done so. As far as circumstances and behavior of you and whether or not it's within the public welfare to set aside the conviction, I do find that it is consistent with the public welfare because, quite frankly, you've turned this around. Got a lot of things going on, but you seemingly have gotten yourself together. I mean, you want to be an insurance adjuster for catastrophic occurrences. This is holding you back probably from getting the full license for that. You got your own business. You've been a boutique owner for 3 years. You now got a new son that you're raising in some type of communal environment with the mother and the partner. So that's a good thing. She says you're a very good father in that regard.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. You were just chewing his behind about not getting married earlier. Now, which is it?
You said that all of this happened when you were young and you just weren't aware of how this could have really affected your future. Your lawyer told us that you had a rough childhood. You were in and out of foster care, lived in an impoverished area, and the streets kind of got to you for a little bit. And most of the things that you did, you say, were trying to survive, although some weren't, but they were as a result of you trying to flee or fight to get away from the theft things that you were committing at the time. But you've turned all that around. And I think that's what this law is for, is to not hold these things against folks if they've really done the hard work to turn themselves around. And I think to get a better job, to be able to be a better provider for yourself, for your son, is really an awesome goal. And I think that this would enable you to do that. So it's going to be my honor to be able to sign off on this application to set aside this conviction. And this is a conviction for a retail fraud, 3rd degree. And as I've said many times before, we like to keep a little tact and decorum in the courtroom, but we also want to applaud people when they've done something good. So I'm going to ask everybody here in the audience to give him a round of applause for. Okay.
Thank you.
So that's your inspiration to keep your faith. Know that you can move forward and get the rest of these set aside. Make your life plan for your job so that you can accomplish what you want and take care of that baby. And I'm still not convinced that we can't get y'all to get married, but we'll see. Okay. Kind of lengthy.
A weapon alleging that you did
Come down here and get the copy at any time. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your
Thank
Honor.
you.
Congratulations, Mr. Williams.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You all have a good day.
Oh my God, that was fantastic. I'm sorry, I just clicked off for a second there, but yes, golf clap. There you go. There you go. Carry on with your with your polyamorous ex-con lifestyle, and and let's see how this all works out. That kid is going to prison.
Okay, there we go.
Mr. Osteen, the allegations are that on or about August 5th, 2025, that you allegedly committed the act in count 1 of controlled substance possession of methamphetamine and ecstasy on or about August 5th at 12225 12224. I might have said too many twos. 1224 Clark Street, City of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan, and that you did knowingly or intentionally possess methamphetamine contrary to MCL 333.74032BI. Now, that's a felony with a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison and or $15,000. Count 1 is carrying a concealed weapon, alleging that you did carry a dangerous weapon, that being a pistol, whether concealed or otherwise, in a vehicle operated or occupied by said defendant, that being a Chevrolet Suburban. And this was in violation of MCL 750.227. That's a felony, maximum penalty, 5 years in prison and or $2,500 in fines and a mandatory forfeiture of the weapon or device under law. There's a count 3 of weapons, firearms possession by prohibited person, alleging that you did possess a firearm when ineligible to do so because you had been convicted of breaking and entering unoccupied dwelling with intent, a specified felony that is punishable by imprisonment of more than 1 year, and the requirements for regaining eligibility had not been met. And this is contrary to MCL 750.224F6. That's a felony with the maximum penalty of 5 years in prison and or $5,000 in fines and a mandatory weapons forfeiture. Count 4, felonious assault with a dangerous weapon, alleges you made an assault upon a John Patrick McDermott with a dangerous weapon, that being a pistol, but without intending to commit the crime of murder or to inflict great bodily harm less than the crime of murder. Count 4 is a felony with a maximum penalty attached of 4 years and or $2,000, and a consecutive sentence may be imposed if the assault was in a place of confinement. Count 5, 6, and 7, respectively, are weapons felony firearms, alleging that you did carry or have in your possession a firearm, or that being a pistol, at the time that you committed in count 5 an assault with a dangerous weapon, in count 6, prohibited person in possession of firearm, in count 7, possession of methamphetamine, and that each of these in violation of MCL 750.227B. Each count 5, 6, and 7 are felonies with the maximum penalty of 2 years consecutively with and preceding any term of imprisonment imposed for the felony or attempted felony conviction, and there's a required mandatory forfeiture of the weapon or device. You're being charged as an habitual offender. 4th offense notice. It says, take notice that the defendant was previously convicted of 3 or more felonies or attempts to commit felonies, and that on or about September 12, 1990, he was convicted of the offense of uttering and publishing in violation of 750.249 in the 56th Circuit Court for Eaton County, State of Michigan. And that on or about August 29, 1990, he was convicted of the offense of uttering and attempted uttering and publishing in violation of 750.249 in the 30th Circuit Court for Eaton County, State of Michigan. And that on or about July 3rd, 1991, he was convicted of the offense of attempted escape from prison in violation of 750.193 in the 30th Circuit Court for Ingham County, State of Michigan. And therefore, the defendant is subject to enhanced penalties under the law. He is facing life because the primary offense has a penalty of 5 years or more. You understand the charge and the maximum penalty, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, you have the right to be represented by an attorney. Mr. Hardy is representing you for your arraignment, but you have the right to have an attorney at all of your appearances in court and if you're going to be questioned by law enforcement. You understand your right to counsel?
Yes, ma'am.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say and anything you put in writing can be used against you. You can plead guilty, you can plead not guilty, or you can stand mute. If you stand mute, the matter goes all the way to jury trial. You have the right to have a preliminary examination in this file because you are being charged with felonies. You have the right to have the preliminary examination within 21 days of today's date, unless you waive that 21-day timeline or the court finds good cause to go beyond the 21 days. You have the right to have the prosecutor establish at the time of the preliminary examination that they have sufficient probable cause that the felonies alleged were committed, and then sufficient probable cause to charge you as the individual who committed those felonies. You are scheduled for probable cause conference before Judge Cynthia Ward, and that's going to be on August 14th at 9 a.m. You have preliminary examination before Judge Ward on August 22nd at 9:30 a.m. You must appear in person. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
You have the right to the presumption that you are innocent, and you are innocent until proven guilty, and you can maintain your innocence and require the prosecutor take this matter to jury trial and prove each element of the charges that are being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You can continue your silence at trial. They cannot use silence to prove or imply that you are guilty. You have the right to see, hear, or question any witness called to testify against you, the right to subpoena witnesses to testify on your behalf, the right to present evidence that show a defense to any of the charges, and the right to waive your silence and testify if you'd like. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is he requesting the public defender's office, counsel?
He is, Your Honor, and I was able to complete an intake today.
Okay, the court's going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Are you employed?
No, ma'am. I filed for my disability, and I'm having a long fight with that due to I was injured by a dog, and it screwed me up mentally and physically, and I can't work right now. Very little work. What I can do is like lawn care or something like that. Not strenuous, but I can work very little. I work around the neighborhood, do some work like that. Try to help support myself through my sister. No, that's it. I want to work.
Where do you live? Are you currently on probation?
No, ma'am.
Are you on parole?
No, ma'am. I completed all that years ago.
Do you have any other court cases pending?
Yeah, I know.
Not that you know of?
No, ma'am. Not that I know of.
Have you ever missed court in the past?
Yes, I did do to make it with a ride. And then the other incident was health. I was in the hospital, went to the hospital.
You say you missed court in the past because you couldn't make it because what?
No vehicle. I couldn't drive, and I had no vehicle to ride up there. It was in the other county up in St. John's.
It's up in St. John's. And then when was the other time you missed?
It was here in Lansing, I believe, and then I had to go to the doctor's hospital.
So you only missed in Lansing once?
Yes, ma'am. I know. Yes, ma'am. Okay. I didn't get nothing.
You don't have any cases pending?
Oh, ma'am.
That's interesting because I have two files here. One is 21-01912. Says that you have a case pending. It's for driving while license is suspended. Don't talk when I'm talking. Driving while license is suspended. It says you failed to appear for arraignment in August 2021. Then when you were finally arraigned 2 years later in 2023, you were given a pretrial date to appear on April 18th at 2 p.m. April 18th came, you failed to appear. There was a new appearance later set for you to now come in January 22nd, 2024. January 22nd came, you failed to appear again. You then later appeared in February via Zoom. The judge quashed the bench warrant and reinstated the bond, and then set it for a hearing on March 25th. And then you failed to appear on March 25th. And so you are currently in bench warrant status on this file after having failed to appear 5 times on that file. Put your hand down. I also have file number 21L2636542 that you are also in bench warrant status on because you failed to appear 5 times. And to which the attorney that was representing you has filed a motion to withdraw as your counsel on that because you failed to come to court and you are in bench warrant status on that. So I don't know how I ask you if you have any court cases pending. You tell me no. And then I ask you if you ever don't talk when I'm talking. I don't know how I asked you. I don't know how I asked you if you ever missed court before. You tell me about something in St. John's and then tell me you only missed court here once a long time ago.
Well, ma'am, this is why I said that.
That's not honest.
No, ma'am, I was being honest. The courts brought me in front of them and told me that they would get a hold of me and send me something to my address later on. I come to them via the telecommunications device or whatever, and the way I understood it, the case was squashed. Maybe it was due to the fact that they squashed part of it or something. I don't know, but it was my understanding, man. I've been through a lot of mental anguish and stuff in my life. It's post-traumatic stress disorder. And it's very, very hard for me to calculate everything and then hold it in my mind and keep everything in order by myself.
I'm glad that you let me know that, because I'm happy you shared that, because that lets me know that we cannot leave you on your own recognizance, because it's very difficult for you to calculate. Don't talk when I'm talking. Don't talk when I'm talking. It's very difficult for you to calculate and keep everything in your mind, which makes sense because you've missed court for five times, and it's 2025.
This is a nice variation on Shackelford's. Oh, so you don't like personal bonds from earlier today.
And we have 2 cases here pending that you've been in bench warrant status on 5 times already since 2021.
Yes, ma'am. I live with my sister.
Counsel, stop, sir. Counsel, you can address bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. Regarding the failures to appear, I believe he's already explained that as regarding being related to the PTSD and the memory loss. This is not information that was available to myself. So beyond, I'll just leave that where it is. I will say that the previous felonies that he has been convicted of, for which this is the habitual fourth, those were non-violent offenses. At this point, I would defer to the court's judgment on the, I believe it's 7 counts that he's currently facing, Your Honor.
I do have a bond recommendation from the prosecutor's office. They're requesting a bond based on the following factors. It says a crime charge involves violence towards another person. Crime charge involves the possession and use or threat of a firearm. It says the defendant has a prior conviction for attempting to escape incarceration. The people are requesting $100,000 cash surety with other specific conditions.
Hello.
It also.
Boy, that's a good one. I get it in my back pocket out here at the desk, man. I think this is a Pharisee of mismalice of justice in any type of form. I feel
Remand.
Thing
I don't go back and forth. He's excused. He's excused. I can't get him out of there. He's remanded. No bond. Bond denied.
What the hell was that? Mismalice of justice. Yeah, something like that. Oh, good times. That's what I got. All right. I did not plan on this. How come it's not going up? How do you know? A Pharisee of mismalice of justice. Is that what he's saying? Oh, Farsi of mismalice of justice. I think I know the words he was trying to say. I do, but I'm not sure. And I know a lot of words. All right. I was just saying, I was not planning on this, but apparently old stinky backyard Margaret showed up. That's part of the Lau case. For those of you who have been following the Lau case, it's only the greatest case in the history of the world. So I think I have to stream that over on the other channel. And apparently it goes on. It's not particularly short. So I think I will try to squeeze that in here. Probably take me a few minutes to put that together. Thank y'all for coming out. Oh, and tomorrow I'm doing it. We've got the guy. Okay, here are the 3 sauces. We've got Magoo. We've got the guy with the blonde hair who I think is in transition. He keeps talking about his surgeries. in front of Simpson, and it said the attorney lied to him, and or what? All this BS. But he's also a soft sit. And who else do we have? And we got Bonnet Boy, Magoo, and I can't think of a nickname for the other one that won't get me kicked off YouTube. The soft sit that shall not be named. I mean, I can't think of one that would be descriptive that everyone would relate to that would not cause trouble for me. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being honest. All right. Let me go see if I can put that together over on Vlog Talk. That should be good times. And tomorrow I already plan on hanging out around Simpson to do the soft sit roundup. Yeah. Somebody sent me that today. He drafted something in his chicken scratch that just didn't go anywhere. All right. Thanks for coming out. I'll see you soon.